Hello, hello, everybody. Oh my gosh, I forgot. This is Tyra Omilade, your goddess guru, and I love helping women align with their life purpose using ancient wisdom so that they confidently and courageously live the amazing lives they know they deserve. I want to talk to you all today about affirmations and astrology for this week, September the 12th through the 18th. I use this StreamYard for both my the Goddess Body Mind Spirit and the nonprofit that I work for. So I forgot to change my name. So boom, like that. There we go. So I do want y'all to take note of the ticker tape below. Just a couple of announcements that I don't want you to miss out on. Everything I bring is for you all. Okay. So something that I think people will begin to really love is a full moon workshop. And so with that full moon workshop, I do or share with you wisdom that will help you to prepare for the upcoming full moon. If I said new moon, I meant full moon. And I do want y'all to know I've begun doing a new moon workshop within the inner circle. So I'll just do those there, even though I do come on and talk about the new moon with you all. But a workshop is just a little bit more extensive. And so, yeah, that's what I'm making just special for the inner circle. But for the entire Goddess Body Mind Spirit community, I decided I would do the full moon workshop every month. And I don't exactly want to do things on the full moon because my goal is to help you to understand how to create your own full moon, rituals, or just the way you approach the full moon. Some people don't even understand what the full moon really means. People kind of think the full moon is like the new moon, but it's not. It's not the time to plant the seeds. It's time to reap the harvest. The new moon is where we plant the seeds. So, but the full moon workshop will be so much fun. So I hope that y'all join me for that. Also, mini readings, that special is going to come back out. There are only 10 spots. I only ever open up 10 spots. I tried 20 last time and it just seems like 10 is the sweet number. So 10 spots. I will be sending out my newsletter tomorrow. And that's my inner circle and the subscribers of my newsletter, I'm going to offer it to them first. So get on the newsletter, join my newsletter if you haven't already. But yeah, the mini readings will be that will be coming out. It's a brief reading. What I'm going to touch on in that is the upcoming Mercury retrograde, the upcoming eclipses, and Venus is going retrograde in December, going into 2021. And I'll probably touch a little bit on this huge astrology aspect that we have, which is Saturn square Uranus. This thing is, it's like really, really rough. Of course, I always have like affirmations. I use my Metunetter. So, I bring in the goddess. I always let people know this is the goddess that seems to be primary for you at this time. So that's pretty much what the mini readings cover. So yes, that's coming out. And last but not least, I am working on my mindfulness teacher certification. And so I decided I have a YouTube channel with almost 5,000 people. Guess who's going to get mindfulness practices? You all. So I will go live if you want to go live with me one day a week. And I will typically share one recording that I have put in my inner circle, but I'll share it with the newsletter. So please get on my newsletter because I put things there that I don't share everywhere. So let's talk about this week. This week is interesting. It's not the worst week, but I will say astrologically, what I think is important for everyone to know is it's a little bit of a tricky week. In astrology, there is a way to describe like how a sign works. And there are some signs that are called mutable. And when a sign is mutable, it's changeable. it's like a shapeshifter sign. It is represented in the signs Pisces, Virgo, Gemini, Sag. And when you think about those signs, they're during a season that's a little bit of the season before and a little bit of the season after it, right? And so that's what makes it mutable and changeable. And so we're in a mutable season because of Virgo. And what makes this week very mutable is, first of all, Pisces is like highly mutable because Pisces, this energy, it doesn't have boundaries. It is the water. It is shifting. It is shaping. Oh my God, into whatever. And Neptune is there. And Neptune and Pisces, it's like a veil comes over your eyes. A fog will come over your eyes and you can't see things clearly. And so those two, that sign and that planet, are interacting with the sun that's over here in Virgo. And so Virgo is mutable. But Virgo is very practical. And, when you're using Virgo energy, you can see all the problems so that you can fix them. And that's the mutable part of Virgo. Virgo will see the problem and it knows exactly how to fix a thing. And so the sun is over here in Virgo, and then we have Neptune over here in Pisces. And Neptune is powerful. It's the ocean, and the sun is powerful. It's the great star of this universe. And so they're going to be like opposing each other. Whenever I say the word opposition, like, does that sound like a friendly meeting? No. They're sitting across the table from each other, and it's this push and this pull. And so when we have mutable energy going on, sometimes it will bring out, like I noticed a lot of people started complaining about, I've been hacked. Someone even posted how badly she got swindled. I'm not sure exactly when it happened, but she posted it when there were a lot of planets in Virgo. So that's the thing that we want to be cautious of this week. And I think one of the things that I'll tell you is be real with yourself about your problems. If people keep saying this is a problem with you, you may want to go to somebody who you trust, who you know has your best interest in mind, but will tell you the truth with love and say, do you see what other people are seeing? And if they say, yeah, I see it, it just may be a blind spot for you, because that's what this Neptune and Pisces will do for you. It will create a blind spot. And maybe the sun is like trying to come in and bring up, hey, this is something you really need to work on. It's trying to shine a light on this thing that's in a blind spot, or, you just can't see it. I'm going to tell y'all, I had a transit with Neptune to my Mercury. And what that means is my Mercury is in Pisces, and Neptune passed over my Mercury. This was back in 2015, around that time. I didn't know anything about astrology at the time, but once I started studying, I was like, let me go look and see what happened, like what transit was going on, that where I was a wreck. I literally was a wreck. And it was as if I would have become very spacey. And I don't consider myself to be spacey. I can be a little bit gullible, but I'm not spacey. And I can be very boundary because I do have Pisces energy. I know I've got to draw lots of boundaries to keep myself from overextending myself. But that Neptune, it just made me not see certain things, or it was actually like I could see things, but it lowered my defenses. This is no joke. Neptune is no joke. Powerful. It can make people not see things, like being swindled, being conned, or like you see you being conned. But, like if you talk to people who know astrology and they've had a significant Neptune transit, they'll tell you it was like I could see it, but I just couldn't get myself to do it. That's another thing. This week, we may not feel ultra motivated. And, I am all about that self-care and loving on ourselves. One thing I'll say though is this week, one of the affirmations is I am committed. I understand the value of hard work and pursue my goals relentlessly. And so when we know there's something for us to do, but we don't feel a high level of motivation, sometimes it is important to take that rest break, but then to go on ahead and, jump back into it. So if you do feel demotivated, because that is actually something we may feel this week, we may not feel super motivated. So yeah, I would encourage you to take the rest break that you need. But the way I always describe it to the inner circle members is work, rest, work, rest. I find myself doing this all the time. And I so badly want to just go, 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 go. But sometimes it's actually having that commitment, like raising the commitment up high. You want to bring it in front of you, like make it a brilliant color and energetically within your beingness. Bring this energy up high. And yeah, that level of commitment, it could potentially help you get past feeling demotivated. It's like accept that you may lack motivation in that moment, but it doesn't mean it's going to be forever. Okay. So yeah, I think that's something that we want to consider. I will say there's part of the week where the moon will be in Capricorn. So whenever the moon is in Capricorn, that does kind of help keep us sober, as well as all about that commitment and being, and having, working hard, being okay with working hard. The other thing that I'll talk about for this week is Mars is is going to move into Libra. What day is that? The 13th. No, the 15th. Yes, the 15th. And so that is a major shift for us because Mars has been over here in Virgo, and we've all been focused on working hard and looking at like just getting real with ourselves about these are all the things that I really need to focus on. Oh, something else that I have driven home to my inner circle members is, hey, y'all, what is it that you just absolutely just have been avoided doing because it's just so tedious, and it's just like not fun to do? Something that I keep bringing up is like work on your taxes or your accounting. I think Virgos, a lot of times Virgos, they do so well with lists. So that's why I'm like, think about accounting. I oftentimes have to tell myself, you've got to do a better job of like keeping up with logging everything. I have this system that I use to log all my expenses, all the money coming in, checking everything off. That is so Virgo-esque because Virgo just keeps everything neat and in order. That's something else, like your systems, all the systems that are off, all the things, the way you're running your life that are you're just like, I really need to get on a schedule, or I need to do this differently because it's not, leading to productivity. This is what we want to work on during Virgo season. And we will do that until the sun moves into Libra. But we sort of will start shifting our passion and our focus to Libra, because Mars is about passion, it's about drive, it's about focus. And so, Libra, oftentimes people just say, oh, Libra is about relationships. It's about more than relationships, okay? Because if you think about it, and I'm not going to talk about it long because I've already talked about this in another video. When we think relationships, this is life. Like we are in relationship with everything. We're in relationship with money. We're in relationship with people. We're in relationship with our jobs. We are in relationship with, everything. Like I used to say, I have a bad relationship with food. It's the give and the take, and what it means and like what it does for me. And these are the kinds of things we want to be thinking about. In Libra, another key word for Libra is agreements. And so, it's like, what have you agreed to? Again, I know, I've talked about this already in a video. I'll do my best to link it to this one, but what have we agreed to? And is what we have agreed to actually working? Because if we agree to it and it's not working, we just need to renew that contract. That's how I see, that's another word for Libra. It's about contracts. And so now Mars coming in is going to help us to begin to focus on our agreements, our contracts, our relationships. If you are a coach, a contracted, your employment or the way you work is through contracts, a counselor, attorney, anyone who has a Libra-like career, even people in fashion, this probably will be a really good time for you. You'll feel very driven to work on your career. But make no mistake about it, it is about relationships. And so, it'll just be interesting to see how this comes down the pipeline. I'm just really, really interested to see how it comes down the pipeline, because I do think it is going to be quite a bit about our relationship with other people. Relationships are so important. We have 3 houses devoted to our relationship with other people. Really 4, if we want to talk about the 4th house. 3rd house is our neighborhood, our siblings, our cousins, our friends. 7th house, one-to-one relationships. 11th house, relationships with big groups. 4th house, family. That 4th house, no matter what, it has to do with family. This is how important relationships are. So when it's time to upgrade and up level your relationships, go for it. Okay, so let's talk about I'll just go back here to the first affirmation. I am committed. I understand the value of hard work and pursue my goals relentlessly. Now, I just turn the cards face down, and just intuitively pick up with, whichever one my spirit tells me. And y'all, let me tell y'all, to me, this is an underestimated superpower. Sometimes the people who win are not the people that just got lucky. It's the people who are committed. Okay. The ones who won, they were committed. So often when you hear people who are successful, they say, oh, everybody wants to talk about once I get fame, once I have risen to the top of the industry, but nobody wants to talk about all the dark days or all the long hours, all the time all the work I put into this when nobody really was paying attention. That is why I'm here today with this level of success. And so that's what commitment gets you. And it's not so much about worldly success, sisters. Commitment is just, for me, commitment is about, this is worth it. This is so worth it. Now, with this being in Virgo season, it is awesome to ask yourself, okay, is what I've committed myself to really worth it? Am I in relationship with something that's worth my commitment? Because some of us are committed and devoted to something that's not serving us. As a matter of fact, it's hurting us. It's not beneficial to us in the smallest way. It's not even neutral. This thing is like taking us in another direction. And so commitment is choice. I choose to stay committed to what I said I was going to do. On the days when I feel like I'm not sure it's making any difference, I stay committed. Now, will say to you, when you have a high level of certainty within you, when you know who you are, when you know what your mission is, then commitment becomes so much more easy when it's not a good day, right? Maybe you need to be committed to understanding who you are. Maybe that commitment is just, let me just figure out who I am, and relentlessly you stay on the path to know the truth of who and what you are. If it is something regarding success or your career, your business, whatever it is, then go for it. Be committed. One of my coaches, I remember her saying, it's unkind. It is unkind to stay in uncertainty. And I said, you know what? I'm going to test that out. I'm just going to be certain. When I'm making a decision, I'm just going to make the decision and I'm just going to go with it until I decide I need to make regroup and make a new decision. But whatever decision I'm going to make, I'm going to stop like, I don't know. I'm not sure. Maybe. And once I brought myself off the fence, every time I get myself off the fence and I just say, this is what I'm going to do. And I'm just going to commit. Wow. I feel certain. I feel so much better. So I just want to offer that to you all. I am committed. I understand the value of hard work and pursue my goals relentlessly. The last thing I'm going to say to you is a lot of us need to feel worthy to make that commitment. We have to feel worthy enough to make the commitment. And so the thing to remember is you are infinitely worthy. There's nothing that can add to your value. Your value is so vast and infinite. Nothing can add to it. Nothing. So yeah, I want you to know that you can commit because you're worthy of it and you've got what it takes to do it. You've got the juice, sister friend. Okay. Next is I am inspired. I rise into my own strength and creativity. One of my teachers says, you're either in memory or you're in inspiration. And when you're in memory, that means you're in the past, you are some other place, you're not in the moment to be able to receive the inspiration to know the next step that you're supposed to take. And so I love just keeping it simple. He said, this is 2 laws. This man boiled it down to 2 laws. You are either under the law of memory or the law of inspiration. And so I ask you, dear sister, what do you feel inspired to do? Go do it. Go do it. I share this as a source of inspiration, but I just want to give y'all a little warning. This is not going to necessarily sound positive. It's a fact of life, what I'm about to say. As of today, I would say that there are 6 notifications that I've received from people who I know personally. And some of the people that I'm about to say, I know personally, have died in the last 3 weeks. Like, wow. One today. I'm just like, wow. It just makes me pause. Like, you know what? I say this pretty regularly. This is a value of mine. I better enjoy my life while I got it. It's a lot of people out there. I remember reading this book that talked about, well, it was a judge who was on the other side in the spirit realm who did automatic writing through this woman. And he describes what it's like to be on the other side of manifest reality. And one of the things he said was, there's a lot of souls that are waiting to incarnate. All souls don't get to incarnate just whenever they want to. They have to wait for an opening to, position to come here on earth. And they spend a lot of time getting ready to come here. And so to have a body is a blessing. I know it gets rough. I know it gets hard. We've been through a lot. Maybe we're going to go through a lot. I know. But just when I think about, this is not normal for me to hear so many people passing like this. And again, people who I actually know, I know these people, not just the friends of the ones who died. I know them. And so it's not normal, but it's making me take this pause like, woo, I really and truly better take life seriously and really appreciate every moment. And I've been saying this ever since 2020 happened. And even 2021, it's rough this year, which I had told y'all 2021 was going to be rough. I've been saying to make it into each day of every time I wake up, it's like, wow, super grateful, very grateful that I'm here. Even with me being stressed out sometimes about what things that I read in the news, very grateful. And so that's what is coming to my mind as I think about I'm inspired. I rise into my own strength and creativity. We may as well, sisters, allow ourselves to be inspired. And maybe your inspiration leads you to draw mermaids like one of my sister friends does. Okay. Maybe your inspiration leads you to start a workshop for writers, like another sister friend. Maybe your inspiration leads you to go visit somebody who you care about, or to go pick up trash in your neighborhood. It's infinite. It's infinite. Maybe you feel inspired to work on your business, to go back to school, to study spirituality that's different from everybody that you know, to go meet new friends and hang out with new friends. What does your inspiration lead you to do? That's what I say go do. You may as well. All right? We may as well just go full out living according to our inspiration and what we want to do, because it makes the world better when we do that. And more than that, it makes you better when you follow this inspiration. I am inspired. Feel the inspiration in your body. If you don't feel it, think of somebody who you know is you're like, they live an inspired life. Think about them, because we can model ourselves after the excellence of others and imbue it and embody it for ourselves. Sometimes we just need an example. That's it. So where you don't have your own inspiration, find a YouTube video, pull up an inspiration. Like, they have these videos and the person is just talking, these motivational speakers are just talking all this inspiration. Or maybe you want to watch somebody who is an artist or architect, or my husband is into hammocks. So maybe he wants to watch people who are creating hammocks or out living, in the wild with hammocks. I don't care. It doesn't matter. Just turn it on. If you don't feel inspired for yourself, because some of us, we're going through some stuff. It's hard for a lot of people right now. Okay. Folks going through. So we will have to go out of our way. If we don't feel our own internal inspiration, then we will just go out of our way and find someone who's inspired and just turn it on and just watch or listen. Just be in that energy and just allow it to infuse your consciousness. Allow it to infuse your consciousness and just imagine it and be one with it. Okay? Thank you all. I appreciate you so much, and I'm wishing you an amazing week. Yeah, I am inspired. I am committed. And again, I hope that you sign up for the full moon workshop. It's in the description box. And yeah, join me on my newsletter. That's how you'll keep up with everything that I'm doing. So love y'all. Take care. Peace and love. Bye.